Hey, this is Dave. Well, welcome to my little talk here. Uh, I have a little story to tell. It turns out, you see, a lot of us as we age, we put on weight. I'm one of those, and I couldn't seem to lose the weight, even when I got a lot of exercise, riding my bike, that kind of thing. And the doctors would say, "Hey, you're obese, sir," and but they didn't have an action plan. They just left it at that. Left it up to me to process that, and uh, and then it came to pass that I got up over 300 pounds. I'm ashamed to say, and I realized I was in trouble and I needed help. Uh, but there wasn't really any help available that I was aware of at the time. Now I did luck out with I think she was a nurse practitioner or physician's assistant, and we had a conversation. And in the course of the conversation, talking about my weight and how it was out of control, we kind of stumbled on the fact that I was may have been maybe consuming products that have added sugar. And a light went off in my head, and I realized that could very well be because I enjoy drinking things like fruit juice from the store, uh, kefir. In fact, I had some in my refrigerator uh, when I was at that particular doctor appointment. Um anyway, I went home from that appointment and I started checking things that were in my cupboards and in my uh, refrigerator, and I realized, oh, even the spaghetti sauce has sugar in it, added sugar. Yeah, yeah, it might be cane sugar. That's wonderful. Okay, but no, it isn't because, of course, as you may know, uh, that that added sugar is going to turn to fat on your body, and so I for me, I stopped buying products with added sugar, including things like yogurt and stuff. Man, so many things have added sugar. Wine, beer, I stopped. A month later, checked my weight. I had lost 12 pounds. Okay? Think about that for a minute. I couldn't lose weight for, I don't know, 30, 40 years, whatever it was. And the weight just kept creeping up over time. And then I stopped the added sugar products, and immediately I lost 12 pounds. Suddenly, I was back under 300 pounds. And like I say, a light went off, and I said, okay, my situation is not because of lack of exercise. I was getting tons of exercise, but I wasn't losing weight until I changed my diet. So this is the story about pursuing weight loss initially, and then I learned a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm going to share with you. Stuff that's really, really important, like how to increase your longevity, possibly avoid or even reverse major disease. You know, some of the major diseases that include things like cardiovascular problems. That's the number one killer in the United States is heart attack, not COVID, not cancer, it's heart attack. And it can you can prevent that uh, by changing your lifestyle. The big one is diet, but also exercise. Um, so the next thing I did is I eliminated meat, dairy, processed food, things like bread and pasta that have white flour. That's all processed food. Okay, there's issues with all of those in terms of impacts on your health. I also stopped using foods that have high caloric density. In other words, they have a lot of calories in a small little bit, like peanut butter. And I love peanut butter. I stopped. I went all in. Okay, I got serious about this because my weight was so out of control. Um, And then I changed to a plant-based diet. Okay, I even got took some cooking classes downtown because I stumbled on this program within my hospital that nobody referred me. It would have been great if they did, but I stumbled on it, and it's called a lifestyle medicine. And I learned a little bit about it, and I said, "Wow, that's what I've been needing all this time, all these years." So they part of it was that you learned how to cook plant-based meals. Now I already had some experience with cooking, so so I was a little step ahead, I suppose. I have an instant pot and a food processor here at my apartment, and I like to cook. I love doing making my hummus in the food processor, or making a soup in my instant pot. But I learned a little bit more about it, and I changed doctors, by the way. And the new doctor, who was at the cooking classes, and he's involved with this program, helping people that have diabetes and stuff. Now, I've never been diagnosed with diabetes or even pre-diabetes, but the thing is, write this down. You don't want to wait until you get diagnosed, because what are they going to tell you? What's your doctor going to tell you? It's going to tell you to change your diet, okay? To eliminate sugar products, added sugar. It's going to tell you to get exercise, sleep, and get 8 hours of sleep at a regular schedule, and those kind of things. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm going to share with you a thought: why wait until you get a scary diagnosis like that to make those changes preemptively? Okay, that's what this talk is about: is preemptively taking steps to improve your lifestyle to prevent these major diseases. Some of them, well, obesity, I suppose, is also considered a disease, but obesity is, they use the term comorbidity. Basically, that means that you have other things in addition to the obesity, because of obesity can be a precursor or it can be a contributing factor to a lot of these major diseases, especially diabetes, but also heart disease, cancer, etc. You get the idea. So, so I wanted to lose the weight. I didn't want to be overweight like that. Oh my God, you know, it affects everything. It adds to the stress on my hips. I have hip pain. Now I've lost a whole bunch of weight. I'll share that with you, and it's taken some of the pressure off my hips, so I have less hip pain. I feel better. I move better. I sleep well. I have less anxiety because I feel like I have a better shot at having decent health going forward. When we talk about age-related diseases, those would be some of those that I already mentioned, but also things like dementia, Alzheimer's, etc. Through diet, you can increase your odds of avoiding those diseases, and if you just have to give up a few things, okay, let's talk about that for a minute. I'll ask you, 'cause I'm all in. I'm willing to make some sacrifices to make this a success. So I'll ask you, what are you willing to give up to achieve your goal? If your goal is optimum health, like mine is, not just losing weight, but optimum health, okay? Reverse the aging process. Slow down the aging process, because I turned 67 in April of 2022, and I'm hoping to slow down the aging process. I'd like to live a healthy years. For me. It's not so much about living longer as it is living healthy life going forward. Okay. And so I cook all my meals at home, because when you go out to eat, oh, they can tell you something's vegan, and they bring it to you, and it's like a vegan taco, and, and there it is. It's all oily with because they fried the tortilla in the fry pan and stuff with oil, and you know you just don't know when you go out to the restaurants. Typically, you don't know what they have in there that's adding to your caloric intake, and you're so much better preparing your meals at home. You know exactly what you're eating. You have control over it. You've thought it out, and so I do. Um, I started with just making a veggie bean cabbage soup, and during the warm weather, I ate it. I ate it cold. It was yummy. Yeah, you got to mix it up a little bit, but otherwise you're going to get tired of it. But you get the idea. That's another is I make hummus in my food processor, and then you can eat the hummus with um, veggie sticks. Carrots primarily is what I do. Um, and I also make a smoothie for the breakfast smoothie. A smoothie is great because it's so easy to put together, and it's a perfect thing for breakfast, for example. And you can put in greens. I put in spinach, and that spinach actually tastes great in a berry smoothie. All right, and add a little chia seeds or uh, flaxseed meal. Yeah, you want to do the when you do flax seed, you want the meal. Don't just eat flaxseed because you'll just pass it and you won't get any benefit from that. Anyway, I blend it up with a immersion blender, stick blender, so it's real easy to clean up. Okay, and very few. I don't want to be doing dishes and cooking and shopping all the time. Even though I enjoy cooking, but I've got other interests as well. So um, another thing you want to do is have a daily exercise plan. That's huge. You know that exercise has so many benefits, including once again doing daily exercise, both aerobic and resistance exercises for a muscle tone in your upper body. Because my bike rides doesn't do that. Okay, doesn't not. I was losing all my muscle tone in my upper body, and it was kind of scary. I'll be honest with you. Again, it's age related, but it's also it's not so much that I'm sedentary, but I'm not doing any resistance exercises. So now I am because I joined a gym. I joined a health club. It's not really a gym. It's a really nice health club, so it's uplifting to go to. I listen to my music while I'm working the machines, and so think about that. Uh, Exercise is highly recommended for all the same reasons: preventing or reversing disease, your mental health. Okay, benefits big time on the exercise, preventing these diseases that we already touched on. Um, in the morning, I do mindful meditation practice. Okay, I got to share with you that that's been hugely beneficial for me because in first thing in the mornings when I do it with my coffee. Sometimes I'll listen to some really great meditative music. And, there's different things. Gratitude meditation is a big one for me. Thinking about all the blessings that you have. And those blessings could be just having a beautiful cup of coffee. I open the window and the cool air comes in. I hear the bird songs and I watch the sun coming up at dawn. And I feel gratitude that I get to experience those things. Okay, so if you want to think about gratitude for those blessings, those obvious blessings that we sometimes take for granted, and also I follow a regular sleep schedule. Okay, I'm not an evening person. I'm a morning person, hugely, and I just have to accept that about myself. And I go to bed at the same time pretty much every night and get up at the same time. I'm learning about nutrition science, and that has been huge uh, because the nutrition science is so far along now. So they know at the cellular level how things work, at the DNA level They know how things work in terms of, how genes can be activated to cause disease, and you can sometimes turn those activations off through diet and exercise, like we've been talking about, believe it or not. And this stuff's documented, okay? They do studies on it. Some of the studies are, a lot of the studies are with mice and so forth, but uh, it's amazing what they have learned. Uh, um, and Now I'm going to talk about fasting. That's another thing I learned about. See, I didn't make all these changes at once. I slowly but surely made a change, monitored, made a change. And after that 12 pounds that I initially lost from stopping sugar, uh, I once a month at least, I'd notice that I'd lose another 10 pounds from these changes that I made. And I was going, wow, I'm really on the right track. I'm going to get down. And I still have a ways to go, but I've made huge progress. Oh my goodness. We're well into June, and since November, I've lost 60 pounds doing what I'm sharing with you right now. So this is real, and none of it was radical, okay? Nothing crazy, no crash diet, and but I did make the changes that I've shared with you. For some of you that you might say that those are some pretty major changes. Okay, I can see that. But if they help you avoid major disease and feel and look better, I had to give clothes away to the thrift because they were too, my pants were too big for me, and then I dropped down a size, and now they're too big for me. So I gotta say, okay, I gotta wait and see where I stabilize before I spend a lot of money on clothes. So I've got these suspenders to hold my pants up, I guess, even if they're a little big for my waist at this point. And I'm getting monitored through the lifestyle medicine program. Periodically, they'll get me on their scale. Their scale does a lot more than just measure the weight. It's checking body fat and all kinds of things, okay? And I'll also get the blood tests to see where my sugar levels are, cholesterol, that kind of thing. So that's going to be even more interesting as time goes on, because I'm still in the program, okay? It's a great program. Now, it's called lifestyle medicine. Guys, you wanna check this out with your hospital. Talk to your primary care doctor. If your primary care doctor doesn't know if they have a primary lifestyle medicine, that raises a little question. All the primary care doctors should know where to refer you for a lifestyle medicine program so that you get the same benefits that I received. Okay. Um, anyway, the next thing, and then we'll start to wind down here, is that learning about fasting. Fasting is a hugely powerful tool in your kit to pursue optimum health. You really want to take a look at this. Now, that might sound harsh or difficult or unpleasant for fasting, but think about it. Most of us are already fasting. How so? Well, when you go to sleep at night, you sleep overnight, well, you typically don't eat while you're asleep. Okay, so, and then in the morning, your first meal, they call it breakfast. Break fast. Okay? Um, so, the benefits are so compelling with fasting. All right? You can turn off some of these genes that cause disease by fasting. Amazing as that sounds, that's what I'm reading about, and this is state of the art, cutting edge nutrition science. For me, it is, because I'm just learning about it. So what I did was I said, well, okay, I'm going to stop eating at 6 p.m. Okay, and then at 6 a.m. I'll break fast. I'll have my first meal for the next day. That's a 12-hour window, if you will, and where I don't consume any calories. Now, during that 6 hours, yes, I can have water. Water has no calories. and I can have black coffee. So if I get up at 5 like I do a lot of times, I go ahead and have my coffee, no problem. And then I still wait till 6. Now what I've done is I felt so good after I did that fast. Oh my gosh. I thought, wow. It gave me mental clarity and the ability to focus because I do work. I do some computer work here, and I thought, oh wow, I didn't even need to meditate. As like I was I was already in the meditative state after this fast. So I said, wow. And then one time I woke and I just had tremendous energy that I haven't experienced. And I thought, oh man, this fasting is powerful. So then from the 12 hours, which was like so easy, I mean, I'd wake up and I'd already have the 12 hours done, I bumped it up a couple hours to 14. So I only had to go to 8 a.m., right? Because I started at 6 p.m. the prior night. And it was easy to do, 8 a.m. And now I'm fasting a little bit more. And one of the things, if you're trying to lose weight, I'll share with you quickly, is that at some point what happens with the fasting is you use up the energy essentially in your liver, which you normally work off of when you're eating regular, okay? Uh, and then what happens is you go into this stage. It's called ketosis, and basically what happens is your body switches, okay? Because you haven't had a meal in a while, you've used up all that energy, and your body switches and it starts burning the fat. So I noticed for myself that it seemed like that I started burning the fat and losing the weight. It accelerated it. Okay, and again, the 12-hour fast just goes to 6 a.m. That was like not even making a change. I just, I'd wake up at 5, have my coffee, and then okay, now it's time to have my breakfast. And so bumping up to a couple more hours. The first time I did it was a little bit of an effort to say, okay, I'm holding off till 8 o'clock. I'm going to try 14 hours. Then I bumped it up to 16. And the first time I tried to do that, I got a little lightheaded, and I didn't like that so much. It wasn't a big thing, but I did notice I was a little lightheaded the first time I did 16 hours. But here a couple of days ago, I did 16 hours. I did it again because my baseline now is 14, you see? I built it up. I can go 14 now. And then I did 16, no problem. And I'll tell you what, I feel good. All right? So whether or not I reverse a disease or prevent a disease, those things that'd be great, and those are some of the reasons why I'm doing it. But to lose the weight, to feel better, to look good, if you can slow down the aging process, my God, this is low-hanging fruit. This is not difficult. Okay, I was mostly on a plant-based diet before I started this, but I was drinking cow milk. I was drinking organic cow milk. Guys, when you look at what they do to the dairy cows by taking away the babies from the moms, so they can get the milk from the moms, that's horrible, okay? I like animals. I like people who are compassionate to animals. That's part of the compassion meditation, okay? You get good karma from that, see? You're also helping the planet because they're cutting down the Amazon rainforest. What for? For beef production. What? So people here in America can enjoy their quarter pounder, McDonald's? Are you kidding me, man? If they totally deforest the Amazon, we're toast. The planet's not gonna be able to weather that, and also the carbon footprint, the amount of greenhouse gases that animal poultry meat production produce a huge amount of greenhouse gases. So there you go. That's we're being compassionate to the animals. We're helping the planet, and you're helping yourself in so many ways, including getting the good karma from doing the right thing. and it's easier on your wallet. I don't know about you. Have you seen the prices at the stores for food lately? Okay, so we're living in 8% inflation, and my food budget, it's under control. Hey, I can get a bag of lentils, bag of beans. I can make some beautiful food that with spices and learning how to cook. I use steam in the Instant Pot. I don't need a lot of oil. I don't fry. Okay, I don't fry the food. So I'm doing this to optimize my health. It seems to be working for me. I wanted to share this with you, and uh, I appreciate you listening. And please share your thoughts. And again, this program is called Lifestyle Medicine. It's not just at my hospital. This is something that's becoming more common, and your insurance will pay for it most likely, and your doctor should know about it. Okay, nutrition science. Don't expect your primary care doctor to be an expert on nutrition. They're most likely not, unless they're a nutritionist. Or, and then the last tip, when you, just like for me, in my stage, prepare to share your success with others, while not over evangelizing. Okay, you don't you don't want to become an evangelist for a plant-based diet and this kind of thing. And now that I've said that, oops, I've broke my own rule. Apologize. And then consider donating your clothes that no longer fit, as we mentioned earlier, to the thrift store of your choice. And it gives you an opportunity to update your wardrobe, to present the new you in the very best light. And you're going to love the sound of people telling you how great you look. Okay? And I'm already starting to get a big head about that. So I'll have to work on that. All right? You guys have been great. Thank you so much, and I hope you find these comments helpful, these tips and tricks, and all the best. Bye.